we're going to share 7 boundaries that will help you to survive the holidays without losing your mind, your sanity, or your family members who are going to disown you. Right?
The first one is take care of yourself first. So typically during a holiday or stressful time, we make sure everything else is handled before we look at what do I need. And the boundary, the best boundary for the holidays is you first. You've all heard the whole put your oxygen mask on first. Well, what's your oxygen mask? Practice self-care. So when I go to see my family, I make sure that I'm properly caffeinated, I've had enough rest, and I'm not stressed out. Like, I have to get into that Zen place so that I can be the best version of myself. So I can be funny, or I can let things roll off my back. It's that way of taking care of yourself so that you can show up differently. So do whatever that is that you need to do. Make sure that you're rested and you're fed, you're watered, you're not dehydrated. You're caffeinated if that's your thing. You get your exercise in that morning before you see family. Whatever it is, take care of you.
It's something I was so unaware of for so long, and I would be stressed out because I wasn't taking care of myself. So for anyone who has ever not taken care of themselves and then wondered why you have very little left to give to anybody else, check in with yourself and do this. This is a preemptive boundary. I love it. The second tip is to keep it simple. And we really tend to just overdo. We overfunction, especially if your boundaries are weak, flimsy, whatever.
Floopy.
You just floopy.
Floopy? Yeah, floopy boundaries.
Floopy. If you have floopy boundaries, get them to unfloop by keeping it simple and check in again with yourself. Am I overdoing? Am I overfunctioning? Am I taking on something that's not mine? You don't need to be responsible for other people's feelings. You need to be responsible for what you know you can do, your capacity. So if you're used to overdoing, take a step back and just don't make a million things. Make it more simple. Ask people to bring things, like just keep it simple.
I love that. I used to do all of these Christmas presents, and I would wait till the last minute to wrap them. And then I would also try to do these creative, so I'm gluten-free and sugar-free, but I like food. So I would do these creative recipes, and I'm doing it at the last minute. So not only am I trying to get ready to go hang out with my family, I'm like over planning and I'm overdoing and I'm creating something I've never created before that was not simple. The next tip is to take a breath while you're there. So you're hanging out with your family, you're hanging out in a group. Just take some time, go to the bathroom, do a little meditation. Well, you can't really meditate, but one of the ones that Sane and I've learned is just rub the 2 fingers of your thumb and your forefinger together and just give yourself that 10-second break to calm your system. Take a breath, look out the window. EMDR, if you've ever heard of that, one of the ways that they developed EMDR was looking at trees. So look at nature, take a look outside. The other thing about taking a breath is it allows you that time to pause so that you're not all like, I can't believe you said that, or I don't want to talk about that, or so you don't get triggered or upset, or you feel like you need to argue, or you feel like you need to like change people's minds, or explain all of these things. All of that defensiveness and proving and taking that breath just calms your system and your adrenal system, so you can just be there with the people. Because you do love them.
Just talking about taking a breath is making me take a breath and feel so much more relaxed. We forget to breathe. We really do. And that simple exercise of rubbing 2 fingers is, it's grounding. It's wonderful. Number 4 is to keep on moving. Move your body. And we often feel like, we're just like stuck here. We're stuck at this party. We're stuck in this place. And so taking action in some way can help you feel unstuck and less stressed. And so that could mean taking a walk with somebody you love who's at the party, just getting a breath of fresh air, that breathing again, or keeping busy, helping in the kitchen, prepping food, taking out the garbage, serving things. That keeps you from having to get into conversations that you don't want to have, or getting triggered by people that might stress you out.
I love that. And that is actually one of my strategies, is to hang out in the kitchen, do stuff, prep things, get in motion, get in movement. And if you're at a large party, who doesn't love the person that's helping? And it gives me something to do, and it takes my focus off the fact that I may or may not be uncomfortable. The next one is find an ally. And if this is, probably more of a large gathering, find somebody that you can hang out with, that you feel comfortable with, that is somebody that you're just, you relate to. And Sandy, you had some, you do this.
Yeah, what I would call it my sanity buddy, somebody who grounds you. I mean, this is a great tip for introverts too. If you get overwhelmed in a really large setting and there's a lot of noise, find somebody who gets you, who has your sense of humor, who will just be that grounding person. Because sometimes you're like, Aunt Sally is cuckoo. She's sharing all these crazy things. She's telling me about her sex life. Let me go find Charles because he is my ally. And it's just so de-stressing, I would say, to find that person. Number 6 is to be selective. You don't have to engage with everyone. And this is kind of a little bit about what we were just talking about with the ally. Like, you don't have to get into that conversation with Aunt Sally about her sex life. You can excuse yourself. You can change the topic. You can go find the person that you do want to have a deeper conversation with. So know that you have choices. You can redirect the conversation. You can walk away.
You can also, having an escape plan is number 7, but it's also having a boundary to leave a conversation. So it's not just escaping the event, the party. It is also, how can you, I don't know if anyone else out there has gotten stuck in these long conversations and you're like, I don't know how to leave, and you just get stuck there and you're like, I gotta get out. So find something that you can say, and it might be something as innocuous as, I need to go to the restroom, or I need to, oh, look at that, I need to go get something else to drink, or even if it's water. But having a conversation lever is part of your escape plan. And the other part is leaving. Know that you have the freedom to leave when you want to leave. So sometimes people have a cultural thing where they don't want to be the first one to leave a party. They don't want to be the first one to leave an event. Recognize that if your system is kind of getting on that full and you're starting to feel a little futzed and kerfuffled, I don't know why I'm using these Yiddish words today. If you're starting to feel a little overwhelmed or a little drained, it might be time to head out. And it's okay. There's something called the Irish goodbye, which is like, a quick hug, kiss, love you, bye. Or you can just acknowledge the fact that, yep, I've got to get going. Know that the people who love you will accept and recognize, oh, okay, she's got to go. She's taking care of herself.
People are afraid to say goodbye. If you have done all these things by being selective and by finding an ally, keeping them moving, taking a breath, keeping it simple, taking care of yourself first, congratulate yourself. Because it really is. We forget to say, wow, we did it. We really did holidays different this year. We set some boundaries, and you don't have to set the goal like I have to do all these things. Pick one, right? Teresa, you have anything else to share about all of these boundaries?
I would reiterate what Sandy just said. Pick one of these. For most of us, we don't use any of these. So one is going to be a major holiday miracle. Pick that one that makes sense to you, whether it's the self-care, taking care of yourself first, whether it's having an escape plan, like I'm going to say this to leave a conversation, or this is, if I'm uncomfortable, or if I'm just done, I'm going to go and I'm going to address the feelings that I'm going to be comfortable. I'm going to address the discomfort. So our brains, if we can imagine a scenario ahead of time, we are more likely to be able to do that thing with ease because we've already kind of walked through it. That's why we love preemptive boundary setting too, because you've preemptively taken care of something. So when it comes time, it's easier to do.
It's such an important tool, that being able to visualize what it will be like before you even do it. If you practice these steps, even one, the visualizing like we just shared, grounding with your fingers, and it will help you stay sane. It will help you feel good inside your body, and it will help you survive the holidays with flying colors. And remember that boundaries protect our time, our energy, and our well being. And we hope you have happy holidays.